Hello and welcome back to the second lecture of engineering drawing. Today we are going to talk about the lettering systems, right? Why we need this and where we need to do the lettering, right? Because lettering needs anywhere whenever we deal with the drawing section, right? Like the general properties are given over here, right? And the rules of stability is here, guidelines is here. Okay, so lettering means from A to Z, or you can consider 1, 2, 3 and so on, right? We have been given the style of lettering. You can make changes within the styles of lettering the way you want to be, right? You can keep the size of lettering in between 0.1 to 5 or 3 mm in height, right? And we have some basics of lettering, right? The need for lettering is to just dimension parts, right? And to make notes relating to the parts that we're going to manufacture, right? And we have to make some descriptive title. And before doing the lettering, you must look at certain properties of those letters, right? It must be highly legible, uniform, and so that you can do that rapidly, right? Next, look at here. So the next section is the dimensioning, right? Because any drawing without dimension have no value, right? So you must know about the dimension section, that you must dimension the drawing properly according to Andy Wood, right? That must not be the congested one, right? Just provide the basic information in the drawing, right? So we have the purpose of dimensioning, right? So if you don't have dimensions, how can you draw the objects? And then when it comes to the size and positions of the dimensions, right? So according to me, I would like to tell you to keep the size the moderate one, not too larger, not too small, but keep it so that it is readable. And the next thing is the position dimensions, right? So you have to position your dimension with a certain datum plane, and you know the datum plane, right? It's actually a fixed plane. With that we dimension each point, each section, each location, right? So actually it is absolute region that we define, and what actually we call this plane is the datum plane, right? And here we can see the dimension, right? Actually it is a prismatic path, right? We have holes over there, we have a slot over there, and each section is just a letter, right? And we have some specific dimensions onward, as you can see over here, right? We have different objects like the prism, like we have the pyramids, cylinders, right pyramid, oblique cones and pyramids, right? We have the spheres, which is entirely closed, and these are different objects. You can have different objects too whenever you want to deal with the dimensioning sections, right? So we can have the straight dimensions as well as we have the oblique dimensions, right? So onward we will look at certain objects, and probably when it comes to the software based drawing, so you must know the dimensioning section, right? Whether you are going to read a drawing or you just want to make a drawing for the 3D parts, right? Here again we have a hole with some cutouts and dimensions are there. We have the hidden lines, right? So when you see hidden lines, it means there is some cutouts, right? In this case we have a hole, right? So if you look in the upper view, so nobody knows what is there without showing the hidden lines, right? As earlier I told you, so you have to dimension parts with a reference plane, that what actually we call as a datum plane, right? So you have to dimension with that absolute plane, right? Next we have the certain dimension techniques and conventions, right, that we're going to use whenever we are going to make the drawing. We just scale up the drawing according to the size of the sheet, right? Most probably when it comes to the software based drawing, probably we are going to select the A3 page size, and the default templates exist in any of the software, right? So we just select them, and according to that we just scale up the drawing, the views, and different things. Next thing, we have to know the dimension and notes, right? So as I told you, you have to be clear about each and everything, right? Don't make a congested drawing so that it is not readable, right? Make a clear out and make a simpler drawing, right, as much as possible. Don't add much enough information again and again. Just put certain basic information so that you can make things properly, right? And what are notes here, right? Note means when you have holes, so probably you will supposed to do drilling, tapping, you must probably go to do boring within that, right? We can have slots, and you must like the proper tool for that to cut out. Like here we have been given the radius 15, we have been given the diameter 12. We just probably will go to do spot rail, and after that we just cut out the material with using the standard rail, right? We have the extension lines and letters, right? What extension lines are here? You can see as just, if you look at the dimension 50, so extension line are here showing that what's actually this 50 represents. This is actually the dimension in between these 2 points, actually at the middle of the circle, and left right a line. So here actually it represents the extension line, right? Here again you can look at certain things, and if you look at here, so we have just dimensioned it properly, right? Let me zoom it. Here is the thing, right? So you have extension lines, we have proper dimensions, and many more. We have the radius, we have the slot length. How anybody can know about the dimensions if the extension line or not exist over here, right? So these are the things you must be take care of. Next we have the letters. As you can see, what letters are, okay, to just specify the certain region, right? Actually, if you look at here, so we have the chamfer of 3 with an angle of 45, right? So this will actually specify you certain location, and most probably when it comes to the welding section, so we are going to use these letter or certain sometimes you're going to use this for the finished surface and many more, right? So letters, dimension, and dimension text, right? Sometimes most probably when we deal with the AutoCAD, right, so we must deal with the text section, because we have the rooms, we have the bedrooms, we have the washrooms, we have the restrooms, we have different sections considering the whole house, right? So we have to just look at each section by defining them with the text, right? And we can have the International Standard Organization, we have the ANSI metric, and you can deal and you can play around with such things, right? As it is shown over here, we have the ISO. It must probably you must keep in mind it will probably deal with the decimal points, right? But if you look at the ANSI, so it must be at the rational form, P by Q form, right, or in the division form. You will probably have in the decimal form if you just simplify this. So this was all about the today's lecture. Hope you enjoyed this, and we will see onward, right, what things are specifically matters whenever we deal with the engineering drawing. So have a nice day, and please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming interesting videos related to mechanical engineering, CAD CAM, and anything which can build your knowledge, right? So thank you so much once again. See you in next video.